So now today, let's begin with our task. Okay. You're going to analyze the text, you're going to read it, you're going to think about what tasks you should use for each moment of the lesson, and then you're going to choose a writing tool from the appendix or from your own sources that best fits the task. Today, you're only going to focus on ask and answer questions for key details and infer, and summarize or explain main idea and details. This is not a rigorous activity for sure, but we want to have students get just the gist of the text first. In our next session, we will move forward into rereading the text for different purposes and adding those collaborative conversations. So you need to turn to page 51 and 52. And again, please read these different steps you go through when looking at a text. We want you to have these steps ingrained in your mind, and so that you don't have to necessarily fill out a form. But as you're always looking at a text to determine what instruction you're going to use, you have these steps in mind. So please look at those now. You may pause and just scan over what the steps are to analyze. We've taken those steps and put them in the 3 moments of a lesson. Uh, and It's the new planner. So make sure you have that new planner out. And you can see that what you just looked at have now been placed inside the planner to help you think about, once you've analyzed a certain step, what are you going to do? We did that ourselves, like I had expressed to you earlier. And so you want to now get those samples and look at how we analyzed those different texts that we used for session 1. These are great examples of how we analyzed. So you want to look over those, because this will help you by looking at our answers and our examples. You can see it tells you what the step was, um, what kind of instructions you should use, and then you will see that the instruction was written right there. Then what we did before we had this new planner is we created our lessons. And these are great examples. And what you're going to notice in these lesson plan examples uh, from our first session, these were the questions we did not do with you, but which you will be using and creating today. If you would have used that text with your students that we read, we would have certainly guided them through the text to clarify understanding with questions. So notice that because we analyzed this text, we knew just the right questions we needed to ask for our students to make sense of it. So you're going to go now into your handbook and pull out the text for your grade level. You're going to need to find that, and uh, we're going to be working now with that. So pause and make sure you have the text from your grade level that's in the session 2 of the handbook. Now you're going to take that text and you're going to read it. Read the text, and when you're through, I want you to think, what do I want my students to learn from this text? This is going to become your objective. Now, you can have multiple objectives that you can write, but for that first one, What do I want students to learn from this informational text? And write that content objective right here on your lesson planner. Please read the text, pause, and write your content objective now.